And a lot of times it's actually worse coming from our own families. One of the benefits is that, hi, this is Jim Breon, and welcome to my YouTube channel, where we're going to be posting a number of different videos on issues involving mental health, therapy, different types of therapy. And if these are helpful for you, please like and subscribe, and we'll keep you posted on new videos that come up. Today, I'm going to be talking about LGBT affirming therapy, what it is, what that means, why it's important, how people can benefit from it. First of all, LGBT affirming therapy is really all about the therapist as a person, who that person is. And it doesn't mean that they're LGBT friendly, it means that they're LGBT informed, that they actually know something about the community. And the community is a diverse community, so it means that the therapist knows about the L, the G, the B's, and the T's. It means that they're embracing you as a whole person, and it's way beyond just tolerating you. LGBT people, especially in our culture, still experience minority stress. They still experience stigma and ostracization. So the last thing you need when you come into a therapist's office is to worry about whether you're going to be judged, or where you have to censor what you're saying, or have to interpret your experience for the therapist. And the last thing you need is to be shamed or judged by somebody who doesn't really get it. The benefits of LGBT affirming therapy, they're not just benefits for people in the community, but also for people outside the community, heterosexual people, because it makes us question the social assumptions that we make about people. And it looks at how the culture, the patriarchy, can be damaging for men, for women, for straight people, for gay people. An LGBT affirming therapist is somebody who's going to be looking at the ways that minority stress affects you, addressing the internalized toxic shame that a lot of LGBT people develop. It looks at how that shame is coming from the culture, and a lot of times it's actually worse coming from our own families. It addresses the fact that people in the community, they internalize a lot of that. So one of the benefits is that it helps to work through that shame, and it also helps people to unlearn a lot of the things that they've learned about being an other in the culture. LGBT affirming therapy addresses questions of power and privilege. It helps people to identify where they need to create healthier relationships with people in the community. And it also helps us look at healthy sexual patterns and what that looks like. Overall, it means that, LGBT people come into therapy for all the same reasons that heterosexual people do. Depression, anxiety, fears, phobias, trauma. And it means that when you talk with your therapist, you're free to go deep into any of those issues and not feeling like your sexual identity is going to be a problem.
This is Sam Vaughn for Sam's Sports Report and Sam's Mental Health Day for how to treat LGBTQ better. Here is a link, number 1 through 5. Listen to LGBTQ youth. As the survey respondents said, adults can be helped by being understand. Take the time to listen, to learn from LGBTQ youth. This survey of 2012 is 10,000 LGBTQ shed light on experience of LGBTQ and what can all do to support them. Keep in mind that LGBTQ Youth Diverse Reader HRCS Guide on Support Transgender Youth or information of the experience bisexual youth and LGBT youth color. Once you've done that, take the time and education to be others. Be a role model. Do not tolerate any kind of speech stressed. One survey participant speaks up if you hear that. So gay or other anti-LGBTQ comments from a younger young people and lives and be prepared for questions and put downs on gender. 70% of youth respondents reported witnessing incidents of a race basis bullying and harassment, taking advantage of resources such as Southern Poverty Law Center to learn to speak up against everyday bigotry. Show young people that they can be authentic around you. Almost half of youth of a LGBTQ survey says that muted their self-expression or thinking future plans because of the election, that they can be themselves around you. Talk about there is no one way to be a boy or girl, for example, and avoid making assumptions about young person's sexual orientation or gender identify. If you're not LGBTQ, come out as a supporter for LGBTQ equality. Take action for local levels. More than half of LGBTQ says now they're motivated than ever to help. Let's make sure they feel empowered to do so. Consider a community. Some of the places where youth spends time are their safety for LGBTQ youth. How can it make a difference? For example, considering contacting your local school board and encourage members be ready to share and resolve resources with young people. If you work as a teacher or counselor, consider attending a Time to Thrive conference. April is the best learn, creating safe place for youth, LGBTQ youth. Stay informed. We face in long difficulties of light ahead to protect historic progress and which makes toward ensuring LGBTQ equality. Join the fight and stay updated on the HCR LSU local state advocacy youth counting on you. Being an LGBTQ does not mean automatically someone will have mental health issues, but may mean they're at higher risk of experiencing mental health. A study Stonewall found that over the previous years, half of LGBTQ people have experienced depression, and 3 of 5 have experienced anxiety. 1 of 8 has experienced. LGBTQ people have attempted to end their life. Almost half of trans people have attempted to end their life. Hate crimes committed people because their race or sexuality, region, gender identifies, disability. Members of LGBTQ community are at LGBTQ groups are at particular risk, including gay men, young people, and those who are black, Asian, any ethnic minority groups. If you express the crime, report by calling 999 an emergency, otherwise 101 a local police Stonewall information. Here's a link. The Chiefs and Chris Jones have still have mandatory mini camp and holdout. Bills say the matter settled with Stephon Diggs as he was at training camp.